The set of all numbers that are greater than or equal to -5 and less than 5. So think about numbers that are greater than -5. Here we could draw a quick number line. -5 is right here. So -4 is to the right of -5. That means -4 is bigger. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. These are all numbers that are greater than or equal to -5. But the interval is supposed to be less than 5. So numbers that are less than +5, 4, 3, 2, it's got to be between these two values. So in interval notation, we start with the smallest value, put a comma, and then put the largest possible value. And the interval means every possible number in between those two. But check out this notation. I have to have a bracket here and a parentheses here because it says greater than or equal to -5. So that means we need to have a bracket if it could be equal to -5. It doesn't say or equal to on 5 over here, so we'd use the parentheses. Use interval notation to express the following: the set of all numbers greater than -1 and less than 0. So let's start with the first one, greater than -1. Here's our number line. Here's -1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all those numbers are greater than -1. And then it also has to be, the solution could also be less than 0. So being less than 0 means all these numbers over here. Where do they meet? Here, actually, here's a method I just thought of. You can put plus symbols for being greater than -1. These are all where we're greater than -1. We could put circles wherever we're less than 0. So this is less than 0, less than 0, less than 0, less than this. Since this is and, that means it needs to meet both these criteria. It needs to be greater than -1 and less than 0. It needs to have both of these symbols. So they both only exist between -1 and 0. So that's our interval, between -1 and 0. Set of all numbers less than -3. So real quick, here's -3. And here I'll put dots when we're less than -3. Greater than 0, I'll use open circles for that. This is where we're greater than 0. And the key word here is or. It doesn't have to meet both the criteria. It could be either over here or over here. So we have to have two separate two separate intervals. -infinity to -3 is this first interval over here. And notice I used a parentheses, not a bracket, because it didn't say it could be equal to -3. So that's representing all the dots. And then we need to use the union symbol because it could be or, it says the word or, it could be this other group. And this other group, the lowest value is 0, the highest value is infinity.